latest news source in Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
Good Monday evening to you and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and we've been telling you about it since early last week. Lots of flooding. Here's a live look at Confluence Park, and that's one of the boat launches in our area that have been closed due to high water. Also the boat launch at Hydro Park in the same situation, and we will talk much more about flooding around north central Washington here in a little bit. But I'll tell you what, the weather word right now is hot, and we are seeing that 85 to 90 degrees, which began yesterday. And that is 15 to 20 degrees above our normal right now. Normal for Wenatchee is about 71 for this time of year. And boy, the important things are stay hydrated, take breaks, and stay indoors if you can, especially as we climb close to 90 degrees. And we'll tell you some weather details. We'll talk about weather a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. Police have arrested a Wenatchee man for allegedly cyber stalking and threatening a doctor at the VA clinic in Wenatchee. Today marks the beginning of filing week for those wishing to run for public office, and it appears that at least 2 local positions will have contested primaries. And thanks to Wenatchee's Art on the Avenues, 18 of the 88 public sculptures are now available for purchase. But first, we begin tonight. A 2-semi rollover near the turnoff to Liberty on Blewett Pass earlier today blocked both lanes of the road and closed down the highway. Washington State Patrol Trooper Brian Moore provided these pictures. At around 10 o'clock this morning, a semi crossed the center line, causing an oncoming semi to swerve to avoid a collision. That semi then rolled into the northbound ditch. One of the trucks was carrying 10 to 15,000 gallons of liquid asphalt, which leaked onto the road. Trooper Brian Moore says it's still unclear how much of the liquid asphalt has leaked so far. The highway remained closed at news time, and motorists have been advised to use Highway 2 or Highway 28. Both drivers sustained minor injuries. Well, recent rains and snowmelt are wreaking havoc throughout eastern Washington as waterways continue to swell. Late Friday, Governor Jay Inslee declared a state of emergency for eastern Washington, covering 17 counties that are facing increased flood threats over the next week. Flooding is resulting in road closures, self-evacuations, and damage to public and private property and infrastructure. The proclamation allows the governor to activate resources from the National Guard if necessary. In Okanogan County, the Department of Natural Resources took over control of flood response operations, with more than 100 firefighters arriving to assist. Crews will fill and place sandbags and work to divert water flow with infrastructure. Over the weekend, the Rock Cut RV Park and Campground shared this video from Kettle Falls. In Tonasket, the Red Cross has opened an emergency shelter with cots, food, and additional assistance available. Evacuating residents are welcome to the shelter at Holy Rosary Catholic Church. In the Wenatchee area, as of yesterday afternoon, the Wenatchee River at Peshastin was at 8.9 feet. Flood stage is 13 feet. Meanwhile, the Eniat River near Ardenvar is at 5.5 feet. Flood stage for the Eniat is 7.5 feet. Well, because of high river flows into the Columbia River, the Chelan PUD closed the PUD boat launches on the Rock Island Reservoir until further notices. This closes the Kirby Billingsley Hydro Park and the Orondo Avenue boat launches. The PUD cautions residents when on or near the water since levels and currents can change rapidly in cold water temperatures due to the inflow of snowmelt. For up-to-date information on the closures, be sure to keep an eye on the Chelan PUD's website. Wenatchee police have arrested 28-year-old Paul T. Taylor of Wenatchee for allegedly cyber-stalking and threatening a doctor at the VA clinic in Wenatchee. The incident happened last Thursday. Captain Edgar Reinfeld with the Wenatchee Police Department tells us how events unfolded.
The patient got a hold of the doctor at the VA clinic that he was upset with. He was disappointed in his medical care and made some statements that were threatening in nature over the phone initially, and that was about 1:30 in the afternoon. Officer made contact over the phone with the suspect, who agreed he would not appear at the VA that afternoon for a scheduled appointment and would stop what he was doing. Well, he stopped for a couple hours, but at about 10 to 4, started with text messages to the doctor's personal phone that were threatening in nature as well, including identifying family and friends the doctor knew and how he would go to them and explain just how wrong medical care provided was, in addition to vague allusions toward violence. There was nothing specific, but the doctor definitely took it as threats to her personal physical safety and that of her family. So that continued for some time. We learned as much information as we could about the suspect and put several locations under surveillance. There was an even indication at one point that the suspect was actively watching the doctor's house and may have been in the neighborhood. So through the surveillance over time, we eventually found the suspect moving in a vehicle. Officers conducted a high-risk stop and took him into custody without further incident.
Reinfeld says the Wenatchee PD sees a lot of stalking and harassment cases, but not many incidents like this one.
Don't see cases like this very often. We see cases that involve we see stalking cases, obviously, and domestic violence cases and other issues. We occasionally see, or a lot of I guess it's not occasionally, we see harassment calls on a regular basis as well. And this one fell somewhere in between. And the cyber stalking is a law in Washington State and many other places that specifically focuses on the electronic communication or the use of other electronic means to surveil or stalk somebody. And that's where we went with this one, in that using text messages and other methods to repeatedly send information that was harassing in nature and threatening.
Taylor was booked on one count of felony cyber stalking at Chelan County Regional Justice Center. A search warrant was obtained and Taylor's vehicle and mobile phone were also seized. Well, today marks the beginning of filing week for those wishing to run for public office, and it appears at least 2 local positions will have contested primaries. NCW Life's Dan Kuntz has more.
Bob Boogert of Wenatchee and Zachary Miller of Leavenworth filed papers today in their bid to replace Keith Gaynor for the Chelan County Commission District 2 seat. 2 other candidates have announced their intentions to run but have not yet formally filed. They are Sean Smith of Cashmere and Lee Duncan of Wenatchee. Miller is running as an independent, Boogert and Duncan as nonpartisan candidates, and Smith is running as a Republican. At least 4 candidates have emerged in the race to replace Kerry Condata in the state legislature. They are outgoing Chelan County Commissioner Keith Gaynor, Wenatchee City Councilwoman Linda Harold, Winthrop physician Ann Diamond, and Waterville resident J.D. Greening. Gaynor, Harold, and Greening are Republicans. Diamond is running as an independent. We will be continuing our profiles of the candidates in the coming weeks here on the NCW Life channel leading up to the August 7th primary. I'm Dan Kuntz, NCW Life News.
Well, not often do you get the opportunity to purchase a public sculpture, but thanks to Wenatchee's Art on the Avenues, 18 of the 88 public sculptures are now available for purchase. Art on the Avenues Board President Adele Wolford says there are 5 new pieces in the collection that are up for buyers, along with 13 others. The 5 new pieces include Loving Embrace by Leo Osborne, Resurrection by Steve Love, Big Bite by Ray Houston, Go Figure by Tom McClelland, and Life's a Ball by Joy Beckner. Anyone interested in buying one of the sculptures is encouraged to contact the organization by emailing artontheavenues@gmail.com. Well, coming up next, with the resignation of their CEO and the death of a commissioner, the Lake Chelan Hospital Board of Commissioners have their work cut out for them this spring. The drop-off brush yard in Leavenworth will be open on Fridays and Saturdays to accommodate homeowners and businesses in the Apple Maggot quarantine area of western Chelan County. And the school week for the 2018-2019 Waterville students just got shorter. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder. owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
I grew up with an addicted father. I became an addict myself, so we lost everything. We were homeless, so we found ourselves in a tent. That changed everything for me. The Work First program got me in touch with Goodwill. I could partner with Goodwill and get on-the-job training and get paid for it. It was the best decision that I've ever made. They didn't care that I had a background. They saw something inside of me. When people donate to Goodwill, they're actually helping fund these programs that I was involved in. I owe everything to Goodwill. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
I love nature, but I signed up to lease Hondas, not take a hike. I know, right?
Hey everybody, come on up. The reason why I brought you out here is for a great team building exercise.
Customer wants to talk lifetime warranty. Can I go?
Yeah, go.
Hey, us too, we gotta go.
Go.
Welcome back. In other news, with the plans for a new hospital on the horizon, the resignation of their CEO and the death of a commissioner, the Lake Chelan Hospital Board of Commissioners have their work cut out for them this spring. Commissioner Mary Signorelli said the hospital is still coping with the death of Tom Warren back in April.
It's still so, recent and such a hard loss for us. Tom was on the commission for a few years, for 6 years or so, and was just reelected 3 years ago for the position. And he has been, we haven't really felt the effects of his loss, but Tom was a great support to me personally and a great friend, and I considered him a mentor on the board, and we're really are going to miss him. I'm going to miss him. I hate to see him go. His family is feeling the tremendous loss.
After putting the job vacancy out to the community, Signorelli says the board got a good response.
I understand we have about 6 letters of interest, and the board will review those and discuss them at a executive session on Tuesday the 15th. We have a special meeting at 1:30 if anyone would like to attend. It's open to the public. The public meeting is, and then we'll adjourn to executive session to discuss the filling of the commissioner's position, and also discuss our process, the CEO. We thought we were only going to have to deal with building a hospital, but it's changed quite a bit since January. So we've got our hands full and our plate full, and we're making an effort to keep our community informed on what's happening and what we're doing, and we're making the board's dealing with the decisions we need to deal with as we go along.
Signorelli added that while they have an interim appointed to the position, the commissioners are working with a consulting firm to help fill the role of CEO. Well, the drop-off brush yard on East Leavenworth Road in Leavenworth will be open on Fridays and Saturdays to accommodate homeowners and businesses in the Apple Maggot quarantine area of western Chelan County. The site will be open from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, beginning immediately. The brush drop-off site is located at the Chelan County Day Pit on East Leavenworth Road. That's near the intersection of Icicle Road. Brush, tree, and bush trimmings, garden waste, needles, and leaves will be accepted at the drop-off site. Residents and businesses are reminded that the Dryden Transfer Station, which is in a pest-free zone, does not accept brush and yard waste from the Apple Maggot quarantine area of western Chelan County, and that includes Leavenworth, Plain, and Lake Wenatchee. Residents living in the quarantine area also should keep tree limbs and cuttings, brush grass and homegrown tree fruit out of their household garbage. Well, the school week for the 2018-2019 Waterville students just got shorter. The State Board of Education has approved the Waterville School District's application to adopt a 4-day school week beginning in the next school year. Waterville School Superintendent Kathy Nelson received the news late last week following a State Board of Education meeting in Yakima. Students will attend school for 150 days. That's a reduction of 30 days. The shorter week will be adjusted for up to 25 minutes of additional classroom time each day at the elementary and junior high and up to 50 minutes longer at Waterville High School. Nelson says teachers will attend at least one Friday professional development day per month. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
It turns out, some people are more likely to do well at charter college and succeed in a new career. So, what's this charter type? Charter types are go-getters. Charter types follow through. Charter types love a challenge. If you're a hard worker looking for a fast path to a better career, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy Monday. Not since the 1980 Brian Sipe-led Cleveland Browns have there been such a team of cardiac kids like the Wenatchee Wild. Twice over the weekend, Wenatchee took until the last moments to pick up victories in its first 2 games at the RBC Cup. It took overtime Saturday and then late into the final period Sunday, but Wenatchee got it done and is in good shape to get to the semifinals. First, let's back up the truck to Saturday night to the Prospera Center in Chilliwack. A strong hometown crowd on hand for Game 2 of the RBC Cup between the Wild and Chiefs. Fans would have to wait 32 minutes before a goal would be scored as Chilliwack took the lead late in the second period. Wenatchee would counter midway through the third. It would go to overtime. To the highlights we go, courtesy of Hockey TV.
In the attacking zone, Skylar Brindamore puts the brakes on, looking for a trailer. Uchuk winds, fires, rebound, Turcotte shoots, he scores! Jared Turcotte off the end wall had a yawning cage, and the Chiefs have struck first in Game 1 on day 1. That's right. Thrown on in tight, they score! The captain, A.J. Vanderbeek, off to the left of Daniel Chenard on a face-off win by the Wild, and they've tied the game.
Told you it wasn't going to be pretty, Vaughn. I told you that. And we got ourselves a 1-1 hockey game. Deflection from the point. Bouncer right off Powell Connor's skate, right to the Wenatchee forward stick.
Andonovski, 10 to go on the clock. Here's a chance, Blaisdell in front, and he put it wide, rimmed around, and past T-Sink, and we are headed to overtime. So the winner tonight will tie the Ottawa Junior Senators atop the standings after day 1. Lucas Sauter coasting in, shoots, he scores! 18 seconds in, Lucas Sauter dances in and slips it by Daniel Chenard, and the Wild win it in overtime, courtesy of Lucas Sauter, and the beat rolls on for the Wenatchee Wild.
Now on to Sunday at a meeting with the Western champion Steinbach Pistons. Things would not start well for Wenatchee as Steinbach jumped out to a 2-zip lead in the first, causing coach Bliss Littler to pull goalie Austin Park. But that would move to be a crucial move as Seth Isley would take over and would hold serve as Wenatchee managed to get the 4-3 victory. Again to the highlights and Hockey TV.
As much as he can against the team and the matchups he wants. There's a quick shot and they score. Sharp angle shot, rebound that Austin Park gave up, Here's a chance. Heidemann splits the defense. In on goal. He shoots. He scores. What speed by Heidemann, who cut through the Wild defense. On goals by Luke Bellerose and Austin Heidemann. Now they score. Jasper Weatherby and the Wild have found life inside the last minute of play here. Corralled there at the Pistons blue line. Now Weatherby, nice move in front, shoots, he scores. McConnell to the right point, Wilson with a drive in front, rebound, they score. Daniel McKittrick, Johnny on the spot off to the right of Seth Isley. Cooper Zek for Sam Morton again. Down low into the skates of Weatherby, back for Zek, left side, Galambos shoots, he scores! Zach Galambos, one-timer on the power play, and just like that, the Wild have tied it, it's 3-3. Demon for Sasaki, now Arnold, Vanderbeck winds, fires, shoots, he scores! What a clapper by A.J. Vanderbeck just outside the top of the right circle. Now Thiessen went back on. There's 5 players. All the Pistons are in disarray right now. That's a blunder inside the final minute of play. They could not get Thiessen on the ice.
Interesting. Both coaches didn't look too eager, Vonnie, to get him to the bench.
So Wenatchee has 5 points. They're off till tomorrow at 2 o'clock when they'll face Ottawa. Turning to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard in baseball over the weekend. How about the Wenatchee Panthers? They surprised a lot of people over the weekend in the Big 9 District Tournament after West Valley knocked Eastmont out of the tournament 4-3 on Friday. Panthers brought out the hitting shoe Saturday, downing the Rams 9-1 in the semifinals, then beat Moses Lake in the district title 9-5. Wenatchee heads on to regional Saturday at University High School in Spokane, where they'll face Chiawana at 10 a.m. Also on Friday, Chelan surprised Cashmere in the Caribou Trail Lake District Championship. Goats claimed the title 10-6, then Okanagan to edge Cashmere 4-1 for second and third. Chelan goes straight to state, while Okanagan hosts Colville tomorrow at 4:30 in the CTL NEA crossover. Cashmere will play at Chiluila at 4:30. On to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard in softball. Eastmont fell to Moses Lake on Friday to wrap up the Big 9 season. District playing games tomorrow, and Wenatchee will host Davis at 4 o'clock. Also in the district tournament over the weekend, it was up at Peshastin in Saturday's action. It was the Caribou Trail Lake District Championship. Cascade repeated as the champs with a 4-2 win over Okanagan. Chelan knocked Omak out 16-6. Wenatchee Valley Thunder exacted revenge on the team that bounced them from the state lacrosse playoffs a season ago, downing Issaquah 10-4 to advance to the quarterfinals. Rod Higley and I had the call right here on the NCW Live channel.
Wenatchee's going to come away with a goal here.
There it is, just as you said it. It is Reiner with the goal. Beautiful pass on the entry from Jorgensen. How about the defense for Wenatchee Valley in the early going? Coley going to take it himself. He shoots. He scores.
The attack guys are hitting that stick and knocking that ball loose.
And a nice pass inside. Beautiful from Connor Tilley right to Jake Reiner. Now they feed it out top.
He's open.
And a give and go. And there it is with the shot and the goal, Gage Gunter. Now right in front, they just kind of lulled Wenatchee Valley to sleep and found Matt Moss, break it across, and Matt Moss collects the second goal. Here's Dahlquist on the attack, and the shot, the goal!
It's in.
Now to Tilley. Tilley looking in front. Jorgensen is there with the goal! Beautiful job. Roby Jorgensen had that chance earlier where he didn't go at the feet. This time he does and collects the goal. Connor Temple for Issaquah. Unfortunately, there's a shot and a score for Greg Coldy.
Yeah, Wenatchee has about 50-50 on faceoffs, but Jake's got that
Reiner
one.
does it again for Wenatchee Valley. Left side to Coldy.
Nice
Coldy
pass.
flips it quickly to Connor Tilley with the shot and the goal. Just like that, Wenatchee goes back up top by 3. Roby brings the defense out on him, now pivots, now moves, and there's a shot in close, and look who cashes in. Tristan Plock for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. That's Colby Anderson.
Pass.
And a shot and a goal, and boy, that was a tight quarter to get it into, but does Jared Humney. Roby takes a step, then charges, then scores.
Left-handed.
Roby Jorgensen with the left hand from 8 yards out.
Opening things up for Roby.
Jorgensen with the shot and the goal, and Wenatchee's up 9-4 with a huge shot. 9-4 the score, 3:03 to go, and the ball in hand here, and they left the goal unattended. They left the goal unattended, and right there to score it, For the Wenatchee Valley Thunder is Ben Higley. Wenatchee Valley defends the home field here today against the Issaquah Eagles. The same team that knocked them from the playoffs here a season ago will be the team for Wenatchee Valley that the Thunder are able to bump out of the playoffs and end their season this year.
So Wenatchee's in the quarterfinals. They play at Tahoma Saturday at 7 o'clock. How about the local rugby club heading to the state championship? Schoolhouse Rugby beat Tri-Cities 57-33 Saturday at Confluent State Park. Thanks to Kelly Campbell for providing the video. Congratulations to Schoolhouse. They'll face Yakima for the state championship Saturday in Tacoma. And a costly loss for the Mariners this past weekend, falling to Detroit on Sunday. And Robinson Cano, busted hand, going to need surgery, out for the first half. That's sports. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And we'll be right back with your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCW Life, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services, including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
And time now for a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. What a beautiful Mother's Day weekend, wasn't it? 82, our high on Saturday, 86. The high temperature on Mother's Day yesterday. I'm sure a lot of folks running around with just a bit of a sunburn out there today if you spent any time out in the sun yesterday. Let's show you what's happening in our surface loop right now. We are continuing to see some very mild temperatures. Notice the yellows, that's 70-degree temperatures, the orange 80 degrees on our map, and that red and purple, that's 90s, and we are seeing that down in the Tri-Cities area today. This is our 6 o'clock loop tonight. As we move into Tuesday, not a lot of change. We'll see a very warm day once again tomorrow, with even a few more widespread 90s, especially in southeast and south central Washington. We will be flirting with 90 degrees here in the Wenatchee area tomorrow. And now we're going to change over to our precipitation map because our weather will begin to change late Wednesday. By 6 o'clock, yeah, you see it. We could see actually a little bit of light shower activity. A lot of that will be to our south, but that's where the flow of moisture is coming up from. By Thursday, it's going to be a messy one too. We're going to cool down quite a bit on Thursday. We do have about a 40% chance for showers Thursday and into Thursday night. But then as we move past Thursday into Friday and the weekend, things look nice once again. Let's get now to our quick lube and tune forecast. And tonight we will drop down to a very nice, look at that low, 63 degrees overnight tonight, maybe 89 today. We're awfully close to that. 90 a possibility for your Tuesday. We're just going to call it hot for May 15th. Mostly sunny, a little bit cooler on Wednesday and 84. And that'll be the beginning of a slow cool down as we work our way into Friday. A 30% chance of rain on Friday, 77. 78 Saturday though, and 81 Sunday. It looks like another beautiful weekend ahead. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV Everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV set free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV Everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.